All right, so we have another random collection from eBay right here, and I want to actually get it from the original box, crack it open, and take a look. And I'm really excited about this one more than the last for a couple of reasons. One, this is all English, which is nice. Well, it should be pretty much all English. The last one was basically a foreign collection, but this is vintage. So this is some old stuff in here. I'm gonna try to do this without knocking the camera over and all that stuff, but okay. Well, like the good packaging. That's always nice. Looks like we got a 3,200 count box. So let's see. I'll have to kind of move this and get this out of the way. There we go. So I think this should be about 3,000 cards or so. That's about the estimate from the listing, maybe even a little bit more. This is all taped up. So this was about 3,000 cards. Now, full transparency, as I like to do with these, $515 even, shipped to my door. Let's tape over here too. So $515. I'm curious to see how well I do. Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate the good packaging. That's actually a good sign. When I see packaging that's, I would say above normal like that, that's a good sign. You don't want to see things that are just thrown around like an absolute mess, and it could be an absolute disaster. Adjust this a little bit here. So, okay, yeah, looks like a 3,000, this is a 1,300 count box, I believe. Full. Couple things off the bat right away. Over here, I'm seeing some sleeve stuff. So my guess is kind of like before, stuff they show a value. I'm gonna guess right here because the rest of this looks like it's kind of just mixed up. A couple other things too, if you look at, see the coloring difference in a lot of these cards. That can actually show some age too. That's always a really cool thing to see because when you see kind of older stuff, I hate to say like that stained or whatever, but like that's kind of what older cards look like. So interesting. I'm curious to see. I'm not going to look at all these. I'm just going to pick a couple of random ones out to see if this is, in fact, the stuff that I saw in the listing. Marrow Commerce from Lorwyn. Okay, yeah, most likely this is that stuff. What is this? Goblin Lackey, or is this? Okay, yeah. So that's my guess is. I didn't recognize those in the listings, honestly, but those have value. So I'm going to say that that's probably the really good stuff there in the close. So you know what then? I'm just going to start back here and work my way around. So I'm going to move the camera down a little bit. It's probably going to make a mess of this, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, not bad. All right. So this is probably going to be a long video, honestly, but I just want to pick through this and see. This was a vintage collection, and I talked to the seller. I always try to ask a bunch of questions whenever I can before I actually move forward and make the purchase, because you want to get as much information as you can. There's definitely a few things. We got Odyssey here. Okay, duplication right away. Might not mean anything, but all right, let's see. Ooh, revised. Okay, sweet. So again, I know it was vintage stuff. Didn't know how far back it went. Homelands, Pestilence. That's an uncommon. Howl from Beyond. Okay, revised. Very cool. Unholy Strength, the last time they printed that pentagram, then in 4th edition it was gone. But, oh, Portal. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Good old Fallen Empires, more revised. 4th edition. I might have to check some of these 4th edition for alternate 4th too, but this is going to be kind of like a quick, when I do these videos like this will probably be a long one, but I'm going to try to go through probably fairly quickly. Just look for the big gems. And again, I think that stack over on the right is probably going to be, okay, there's some duplication. So, and I see all black here. So my guess this is probably organized. So a few things. We got Nemesis here. Plague Witch, Belchers. Cool. Chronicles, that's always cool. Maybe we'll see some City of Brass or something like that. Ice Age. God, the old art from those sets is amazing. Prophecy. Hey, Prophecy Commons. I mean, we'll look for Ristic Studies. Portal Second Age. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through. This is going to be again, these videos are just a quick run through. Well, as quick as it's going to be. And then I'll probably do a deeper dive later. But I'll pull out the very obvious hits or rares. Yeah, 4th edition. I'm going to have to look for alternate 4th just to be safe. Revised. If you want to march more Portal. Portal's cool, man. Oh, I love seeing Portal stuff. That's a good sign. That little damage there. Oh, that was some water damage for sure. Condition doesn't look bad though already, so pretty good. Again, when I buy collections like this, obviously you have to go on basically what you see and kind of gamble on the rest. That's just kind of how it works. SWAT and Gravedigger, a lot of Portal. Love Portal. Order the Event Head. The art for Fallen Empires is absolutely incredible. I love it. Too bad it was such a trash set. But yeah, you kind of have to look at what you can see and oh, okay, there's rares. That's good. Blood. I'm gonna pull all the rares out or any hits just right away. Gallow Braid. Weatherlight. I feel like that's a rare, and for some reason I feel like that's a reserve list. I'm gonna pull it out and look later. Alliances, nice. But you kind of have to look at what you can see and base your purchase to say, whoa, the dark. Okay. May just be a bulk common, but that's pretty cool seeing dark cards in here. That's very nice. Okay, all right, sweet. So I'm just gonna keep digging through. Again, this is probably gonna be a really long video. It might even be several parts. But I'm just gonna grab stacks and go through it and just kind of mumble my way through this whole thing. So yeah, I base my purchase on what I can see with like a small multiplier, depending on what I can find in the bulk stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna separate these 4th editions and look through it later for alternate 4th. I'm sure there'll be some in here somewhere. Tempest, that's always cool. So it's all these old sets. Invasion, Urza's, okay, Apocalypse. Oh, I feel like seeing that there was a rare in there already, I feel like we're gonna find some cool stuff. Another Antiquities card. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I'll love all these, man. Even these bulk conditions are a little beat on that, but still, even the bulk stuff, finding like 4 Horseman sets in these is awesome. So my guess is it was tough. Love the art on that one. It's tough trying to figure out these collections, what the story is. You try to figure out the best you can. You ask the seller a bunch of questions, do whatever you can to try to get as much information as possible. And I always ask for more pictures. Duplication right there. Portal. I love the portal stuff, man. It's super cool. Pestilence Rats. There's a classic right there. Another dark card. Very cool. All right, we'll take that. Bogress is a Chronicles version. Another dark version. And, a few things that always pop out right away, like red flags, is if they won't send you any more pictures, that's a big red flag. Like if they're like, oh, I don't have the time or I'm not doing that, just walk away. It takes people a few minutes if they really want to make a sale. They want, if they're listing something for, again, this cost me Lorwyn, $5.15 to the penny, shipped to my door. And they were cool. They showed me a few more pictures. They showed me, they answered my questions. It was all pretty cool. And it wasn't like some storage unit find or anything like that. They said it was just a collection that was sitting around for a long time, and it was just time to move it. And I was like, sure. And it was just a regular listing, and I made them an offer, I think it was 15% below what they were asking, because it looked good at the regular price, but I figured I'll try to get it for a little bit off. And they did. They took it. So maybe it was sitting for a while, and they wanted to get rid of it. And I said, screw it. I'll try. I feel like that's a rare. Nora, I feel like that's a rare. I'm going to pull that. Again, this is always like when I do these, I do like a first kind of quick run through just to see for any real good gems. I feel like that's a rare too. I don't think it's a good one, but that art is always nuts. That's just a crazy art. That's 5th edition, I believe. Lost. So yeah, 5th edition, like the super bright white borders there. Thralls, Imps, Prophecy stuff. Ooh, I want to say Unglued. Okay. Again, all black cards. So most likely this was okay. Ooh, that's a foil poke into. Okay, here we go. Will-o'-the-Wisp. Classic revised card from back in the day. That's a rare too. I'll take it. Very nice. That's a pickable one. Fallen Angel. Rare from 7th edition. And a foil from Mercadian Masks just in the bulk. Okay, it's an old foil. And you know what? The condition's fantastic. Looks like there's a little tiny binder ding there, but you know what? It's an old foil, and yeah, a little bit of a binder ding, but fantastic condition. Oh, hell yeah. We're just starting. Okay, we're going to find, I think we'll find some cool little smalls in here. I mean, little things like these zombies. Again, if I decide to sell these as singles on like TCG Player Direct or something like that, a lot of these things, little by little, will go. The nickels, dimes, quarters, and dollars will add up. So very cool. It's going to be fun when I actually go through, organize, and scan all this to see what's really in there. Frenzy, dead. Graveborn Muse. Okay. Again, these are the easy pickable ones I can pull out right away. I like that foil. That was a good sign. Oh, Stormcrow. Best card in the game. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, counter spells. Those are always pickable. Always pull counter spells. Little spirit right there. A bulk rare, but I'll still take it out. Drake, Psychic Venoms. Yeah, I bet you I'm going to find some alternate 4th in here, too, if I really start digging. Very cool. More Fallen Empires. Snowfall. I feel like that's a rare. Maybe. False Demise. Air Elementals. I love that there's revised stuff in here. That's a cool sign. High Tides. Those are pullable. Uncle Estevan from the Dark. That's pretty sweet. I believe that's a rare, too. I could be wrong. Two of them. Nice. Simulacrum, that's an uncommon. Bad Moon. All right. Not a huge hit, but hey, it's a rare from 4th edition. Nice. Classic Sengir Vampire. Man. And revised ones too. Dark Rituals. Look at this. Look at this. Playset of revised Dark Rituals. Hell yeah. Lorwyn. All right. Mad Auntie for your rare. Okay, so my guess is the mob. This was probably picked and sorted through at some point. Changeling. It's a dragon. So stupid. Harbinger. Marsh Flitters. Yeah, I think what this is going to be is probably my guess is someone probably organized it. Clearly it's been organized. But the thing is you don't know when they did it. It could have been a couple of years ago. Urborg Panther from Mirage. That's cool. Starter 99. Mercadian Masks. Prophecies. I'm curious when we get to blue if there's going to be any heuristic studies for that would be really cool. Not expecting it. No, I think that's a rare. I'm going to pull either way. Frozen Shade, Lost Souls, very cool. Ice Age, Homelands. A lot of duplicates of certain things as we've seen already, but you know what? Already in just a few handfuls, there's a few things to pick. Torax, Hymn to Torax, we'll pull those. Hymn to Torax, again, different art, another one. Nice. Choking Sands. For some reason I feel like that's a rare. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm going to pull it. Desolation Age, Apocalypse rare. Jesus. Okay, so there's a lot of rares mixed in here. This is nice. I'm sure a lot of them are probably bulkish, but that's okay. That's okay. Again, all this stuff it's kind of picking through all this bulk. We've only gone through like 20% of this. Oh, okay. Started getting the blues, I guess. Oh, man, come on. Give me a heuristic study. That'd be amazing. The Eagle, Ripples. Come on. Show me a stack of heuristic studies. That would be crazy. I doubt it will because it's been a valuable common for a long time. Dan. There we go. We'll pull those. Chronicles, Dan. If you're building Dan decks, you need a bunch of those. I love the variety of sets, though. Brainstorm, look at that. From Ice Age. Sweet. Time Stretch, look at that. It's from Odyssey. Oh, okay, this is definitely promising. And this bulk is promising for sure. And again, I'm just grabbing the stuff that I immediately recognize. I'm going to go through and eventually I will scan everything just to be sure. Because, so I do sell on TCG Player Direct. Actually, technically speaking, at this very moment, I have nothing listed on there. What I usually do is I usually go through and I have like Drake. I feel like that's a rare. I don't know if it is. I'm going to pull either way. I got to scan them all anyway. So, Opportunity. No. What I usually do is I usually don't keep like a standard Sleight of Mind. I don't know. I feel like that might be a rare. I don't usually keep a standard many thousands of cards on TCG Player Direct anymore. I don't have the time to keep up with it, honestly. So what I usually do, Deep Spawn, I feel like that's a rare from Fallen Empires. Not that it means anything. More revised. But what I found out is that for me personally, again, because I'm kind of a one-man show, there's a rare. Avatar of Will. Okay. Take that. Prophecy rare. And for me, another Time Stretch. Nice. So before Time Stretch was reprinted and Dominator Remastered a couple years ago, I'm pretty sure it was like a $10+ card. So I'm kind of curious to why those were still sitting in there. Unless they did scan them recently and he just pulled out the stuff that was way more valuable. Because again, everything that I saw was based, I didn't see any of this bulk. That's why I love this. All this bulk, everything here is just a bonus. This is all completely a bonus. And the stuff of value, Legends card, remove soul. Bulk Legends card, but still, it's old Four Horsemen card. So that's why I say, you have to counterspell from Ice Age. There's a lot of pickable stuff in here. Smalls, but I mean, trust me, it all adds up in the end. It's a sliver. I'll take slivers. Opportunity. If you see anything that I'm just passing by, let me know. That way I can pick it out earlier or later. But again, eventually I will scan everything, but it's going to be, it's going to take some time. Fallen Empires, Awesome Presents. Man, imagine seeing I like that, how we saw that one foil. I'd love to see some more. That would be great. I'm not sure. The thing too is some of these sets I didn't play with years ago. The Urza sets, I'm not 100% familiar with, so I might be passing by some good pickable things. Not sure. Oh, there's a rare. The Academy Chancellor from Urza's. I want to say Destiny. I want to say that was Urza's Destiny. Opportunities, confiscate, embrace, miscalculation, playable card, Merfolk. See, those look really dark for 4th edition. I feel like those might, I don't know. Stormcrow. That's just funny. Yeah, I'll have to look through those later on in more detail. All right, getting to about the halfway point of this first area, this first slot here. I want to see some more foils. Well, that was nice to find even one of those portents. Maze, Icy Prison, Drake, Flood. Hey, good old Twiddles. See, like the some of them are darker than others. I feel like some of those might actually be 4th. I know you can tell more on the back. I'm not an expert on it, but I gotta do some research. I'll try to figure it out. Oh, okay, another dark card. Again, bulkish stuff, but hey, it's worth pulling. But the biggest thing is knowing that there is rares in here. That's the biggest thing. And that they're clearly rares too. I mean, like the symbols are gold, so it's not like anyone could easily pass by them. Let's see. Hatchlings. The old Alliance's box art there. That's pretty sweet. Chambers. Musician. That's actually, I think that's a reserveless card. Musician. I could be wrong. I'm sure I'll butcher a lot of these, get a lot of them wrong, but it's actually nice to be able to look at these things. Like the last collection was a completely foreign collection, which was really tough. Obviously, this makes it a lot easier. But there's still so many cards that it's easy to miss some things that could be good. Snaps, we'll pull those. That's always good. Here's a rare. Anthroplasm. Sure. Another snap. We'll always take those. Drakes, embraces, confiscates, rewinds. I think that, oh, there we go. Nice counterspells. We'll always pull those. Tempest counterspells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play set of Tempest counterspells. And great condition, too. That'll work. Mana Leaks. This is Stronghold. Yeah, I doubt we'll see anything like crazy wild in here, but you never know. That's what we're doing. We're frantically searching. All right. I love seeing, though, it's so nice and refreshing to see like old whiteboard stuff. You see some revised, you see some 4th edition. It's very cool. You can find some gems in there. Yeah, it's picked, but it's not fully picked. It's like, I think they just went through as beat up. I feel like they just went through and it was kind of like, maybe if it was only worth like maybe $5 or more, maybe they pulled out. Maybe that's what the thought process was. Chronicles is cool. Oh, okay. Stasis. Everyone's hated card, 4th edition Stasis. Great condition. We'll take that. Thought Lace. It is a rare. Sleight of Mind, it is. That's a classic art from back in the day. Just some old revised rares right there. Prohibits. Again, if you guys see something, whoa. Okay, that's cool. 4 and black bordered. Power Sinks. Now, that's pretty sweet. I'm trying to see if that is revised or 4th. What is that, 95? So I think it's probably 4th. Okay, we'll take it, though. Again, it's little pullable. Stuff like this. Again, the collection costs $5.15. Cloud of Fairies. Again, I think those are playables for sure. Touch of Brilliance. Draw 2 cards. Yeah. Drakes, Terramanders. Love the portal stuff. That's sweet. Reef Pirates. Probably a rare. It's Homelands, though. Nothing's good in Homelands. Oh, nothing's good in Homelands. A lot of Tims here. Is there a Spellcaster? More Tims, basically. Tempest stuff. Flights, jumps, flights, jumps. Oh, more dark cards. Nice, we'll take those. Oh, here's a Planeswalker's Mischief from Plane Chase. All right, take that. That's an easy pull right there. It's a rare. We got the Illusion, Energy Flux. Classic Merfolk's the Pearl Trident. A lot of these drowns. A lot of 4 Horsemen commons. Again, oh, there's a rare. Shifty Doppelganger from Odyssey. Nice. There's a Saga Mirages. See, sometimes, too, you can find collections where people only know to look for, like, the gold or, like, the amber. The gold for the rare, like the amber color for the mythics. They don't know that, like, old sets don't have that. So they might actually go through some old things and think that there's no rares because there's no gold cards. That's just not the case. Oh, here we got some Lorwyn, too. Little Merfolk guys. Trainer of Secrets. Mirror Regery. Yeah, I'll scan through all these. Drone of Secrets, yep. Rejuries again. Look at that. Old school Ponder from Lorwyn. Gorgeous. Yeah, I think it's just picked, but it's not fully picked. That's Mold Drifters. We'll take those. I'm going to guess that's unglued. I'm probably getting that wrong, Clambasters. That's funny. Clam I am. Nice, nice, nice. War Machines, more revised stuff. How many? Oh, I see it. See that back there? You see that foil poking? There's another foil. That's awesome. Here's a rare Dominating Listed. Exodus, right? I believe. Very cool, very cool. Strongholds, Portal. So many of these cards, there's like 50 copies of it. It's crazy. Oh, come on. Give me one of those Ristic Studies. That would be crazy. That would be awesome. Dark Maze. A whole bunch of those. Yeah, I see that foil poking. Honestly, this is an old thing, so probably an old foil. I don't care what it is. If it's an old foil, it's awesome. Hydroblast. Oh, we'll take those. That's a little pullable there. Yeah, come on, baby foil. Gush. Okay, take Gushes. Recall. I think that's a rare. Foil from Invasion. Valdalian Merchant. And that is a beautiful foil. There's like no clouding on that at all. Look at that. That's like almost looks pack fresh. Can I play draw a card, discard a card from hand? Okay. That is like a pack fresh old foil. I mean, probably not worth a lot, but it's still pretty cool. Merfolk Assassin for a dark card. Nice. I'm liking this so far. Definitely a lot of bulk stuff, but like a lot of pickables already. And again, this is all bonus. This is all 100% bonuses that I'm getting right now, besides that stuff that I'm guessing is all in the corner that we saw earlier. And I know I'm leaving some things behind. That's okay. Like I said, I will eventually go through all of it piece by piece with a fine-tooth comb. But this is the fun part, to see like if there's any really big hits from the start. I love like those time stretches. That was cool. But the foils were probably the best part so far. Western Paladin versus Saga Rare. Commander that's a reserve list card from Tempest. Beat up though, it's damaged on the top. Not a very expensive reserve list card. That's a reserve list card right there. Okay, it's a rare. I wonder if I'll see any like snuff outs as a common. Maybe not. It's weird. We're like black, blue, black. I know I'm grabbing it in weird chunks, but Steel Artifacts? No, it's not really pullable. Time Ebb. Four Spikes. Nope. Merfolks. I could probably build a whole Merfolk deck with this whole thing. War Tax. Counter spells. Okay. Again, we will take counter spells all day long. Mercadian Mask. Pair of those. That'll work. Tactics. The Archivist. Okay. It's a rare. Frantic Search. Hey, another Dan. Chronicles. Very, very good. And condition's not bad. I mean, honestly, like there's a few that are like a little beat up. I'd say, the average is probably like LP, which isn't bad. Ristic Deluge. Wrong Ristic. Island Fish Dasconius. That's a rare from Revised. Definitely not a valuable one, but we're going to go through it. Let's see. Red stuff. Workers Artilleries. Brothers of Fire. Shatters. Nothing there. This is Nemesis. Monstrous Hound. Exodus rare. Okay. Ogres. Salvage. I feel like Mog Salvage is a pullable. I'm gonna pull them. I can always just better to pull it now, and I can check again later. Glare Smash. Eventually, my plan is I want to get my scanner set up so we can see on the screen. I just haven't gotten it done yet. I just started doing this with collections. So eventually, Red Elemental Blast from Revised. Look at that. 3 of them. That's nice. Very good. So eventually, that's what I want to do, is have it so that I can actually scan them while we're doing it, and you can see it on screen what the value is. I just have to get that all set up. So that's my plan. So it'll look a lot better. Now it's just me kind of getting used to the process of all this. So always love the art of these Fears. Yeah, see, Revised, Pentagram. 4th edition, no Pentagram. Breeding Pits, Thrall, Burst, other things. Soul Devi Adnet, that's a good little alliances card. We like those. Again, this is one of those things where you can find, here's a rare, Eastern Paladin. This is one of those collections where you can find just a bunch of like 50-cent, $2, $3 cards everywhere. I'm thinking Dark Ritual from Mirage. Nice. Like those. Desires that Crypt Angel for your rare from Invasion. Cool. Another one. Probably bulk rares. My guess, probably bulk rares. Yeah, third one. But there's always, especially these older sets, there can be a lot of commons that are definitely worth pulling. Lost Soul from Legends. That's awesome. Come on, where's the snuff outs? That would be great. Look at that. On the dark right there. Ghost Ship, Ghost Ship, Ghost Ship, Ghost Ship. Okay, 4 Ghost Ships from the dark. Pullables. Wall of Vapor. Legends. Cool. High Tides. Yep, we'll always take those. Portal, Cloak of Feathers. Another High Tide. Magma Jet from Fifth Dawn. Granulate rare from Fifth Dawn. Nice. We got Lorwyn again. Fifth Dawn. Changeling. It's a dragon. Last shot. Goblin War Drums. Dark Goblin Rock Sleds for 4. Okay. Again, those are bulk. They're not really worth anything, but they're super cool to pull. More dark cards for Goblins of the Flarg for a playset. Goblin Spies. Yeah, you know what, though? If Goblin Heroes. Look at this. Two copies from the dark. The Shuriken and another Goblin Hero. This is a good kind of collection to definitely list piece by piece on like a TCG Player Direct, because I think there's a lot of smalls here that people love for like little commander decks or things like that. Panic Attack. Okay. Fire Breathing, classic art right there. Shatterstorms, Uncommons, Avalanche. 5th edition, 4th edition, Hurlough Minotaur. Raging Mint. I love the portal stuff, man. Goblin Grenades, that's a pullable. It's a good little card right there. I think when this box is done, I'm gonna have a good stack of the little pullable stuff. But all right, Drake, Spirits, Stone Rains, Riders, and a rare in the back. Task Mage Assembly rare from Prophecy. Okay, I think about, well, let me do it 2 stacks so we don't overdo it. This first row is almost done, so we're almost about a third of the way through this collection. Where are we? 20. Holy crap, 27 minutes, and this might be several videos for this collection. I'm trying to go quick, but not too quick, you know what I mean? But this is just a lot of cards. That's just how it is. No. Slaughters, Changelings, Dogs, Sicken. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. You know, am I going to draw 4 cards? I don't think so. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as, like, you know, if I paid $5.15 for this. I mean, again, I think that valuable stuff is in the corner. That'll probably be last. That's a damaged card for sure. Ashes to Ashes. Foreign Dark. That's cool. Okay, I like that. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, 'cause I think that there's enough value here, especially in some of this bulk, to justify it. But there will be more as we get to the better stuff, which I'm sure is in the end. Let's see, Armor Thrall Eviscerator from Urza's Legacy. I'm probably gonna get that wrong. Let's see. Stalkers, Caresses, a lot of those. Nauseas. Hematorax, yeah, we'll pull those. Diabolical Tutor, that's pullable. Pestilences. Song of the Damned. Weakness, Marsh Gas. Other things. Okay. Last little stack of this part for the first third of it. Wow. Sigil of Sleep. Private Research, Trove, Forbid. Equilibrium, okay, there's a rare, we'll take those. Capsize, that's a good card, that's a pullable, it's a playable, for sure. Oh man, I always loved this art as a kid. Amnesia, that art is nuts. Control Magic, the old uncommon, nice. Sea Singers, Latin Names, Legacies. Let's see some more Ponders, come on. The Depths right there, the Harbinger. Okay. The Emperor's Hematorax. Take those. Bunch of cool smalls. Again, it adds up, man. It really does. Hypnotic Spectre, the classic right there. All right. Hematorax again. We got like 10 of those things already. Nice. All right. So what I'm going to do is this video right now is about 30 minutes long. Holy shit. Okay. So 30 minutes long. That's a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. That's the first sleeve. I'm kind of reposition my camera, and I'm gonna have to break this up into several videos because this is a long one. So come back for part 2. All right, so let's do part 2 of this. That was just the one row in the last video, and so I'm gonna do this part now of the second row. Again, I think that when we get to the end, this is, like, we showed a few in the first video. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the stuff that they showed me in the listing of, like, hey, here's the value stuff, and the rest is kind of whatever. So we're just going to keep rolling on and see how she goes. All right. Love seeing the Chronicle stuff. I love the variety. Oh, look at that. Dark card right away. Any stuff like that, any of the Four Horsemen sets, I will definitely pull right away. I doubt I'm going to see any Arabian Nights, but, oh, Red Elemental Blasts, 4th edition. Beat up, for sure, damaged, but hey, you know what? This is the fun part about collections again. God, the old art is insane. 6th edition, 5th edition, revised. Wall of Earth. Wall of Earth, very nice. Bird Maiden, 5th edition, originally from Arabian Nights. Red Elemental Blast, revised, very nice. LP, good shape right there. This is the fun part with these collections, again, because you can go into anything and kind of basically say, like, oh, I can buy, oh, Kobolds at Kirk Heap. That's a sweet one right there. That's great for, like, a token use. But you can look at, like, you know, any listings and see, like, the stuff they show you that's easy to know about. But really, it's you have to dissect the listing and kind of ask questions to the seller and really figure out if it's like a picked collection or if it's maybe has an opportunity for some value inside. Because that's, again, where it is. I know pretty much for a fact that, the reason I paid so much is because I saw that much value in the listing already. And so I think it's actually going to be more based on the other things plus whatever this is. But already this bulk is very, very pickable. And I was just thinking, I haven't seen any unlimited cards. I haven't seen that yet. Hopefully we do. Flame Spirit. I want to see some more foils too, though. We got 2 so far. That's off-center, that printing. And what's going to be fun, too, is, like, later when I go scan it, like, literally card by card, I'm sure I'm going to find a lot of other smalls that I'm missing now, but that's okay. Revised Scald. A lot of duplication for some of these, but it's, like, different versions, too. Rain of Salt. Classic Fireball. Look at that. That's awesome. Great art. Blaze. Volcanic Hammer. Oh, I remember these arts from back in the day, man. It's so sweet. Lava Axe. Very cool arts. Portal was a very, very cool thing back in the day to, like, get people started, and it's hard to find them now, especially sealed. They're expensive. Bloodlust, Atogs. And nothing really there. Okay. You know, I'll just put these back in here. So they're definitely sorted by color, like pretty much for the most part. So I don't think we've gotten to artifacts or lands yet, which is going to be cool. God, I love the Art of Fire Elemental. That's so. Hey, I just said unlimited cards. Look at that. Wall of Fire. Unlimited. Great condition. That's uncommon, actually, too. So that's great. In the bulk. That's awesome. Again, it's probably worth like $1 or something like that. But honestly, it doesn't belong in bulk. That's for damn sure. Tempest stuff. Oh, Earthbind. The old forbidden art. I'll take it, though. That's cool. Oh, look at that. Lightning bolts. If you're finding lightning bolts in the bulk, that's a good sign. Awesome. All good, small, pickable stuff. This is exactly what I'm looking for with these collections, to find that kind of stuff. You're not going to find, like, I'm sure I'm not going to find, like, Lion's Eye diamonds in here. But lightning bolts, counter spells, all that kind of shit, it's good in here. I played that card a lot when I was a kid. Fire Imp, more portal stuff. Yeah, Mirage. The thing is like, if it was an actual collection that was never even touched from the 90s, you probably would see a lot of, like, Lion's Eye diamonds and dual lands in the bulk. But nowadays, people know that, like, those are obviously the low-hanging fruit and easy to find. Let's see. But this is a weird one, too, because, like, there were some good... I mean, there's clearly rares in here, and there's definitely some that are worth a few bucks more. Keldon Warlord, that's a rare. Actually, that might be an uncommon. I'm pulling it either way. And not much for the red cards so far. Okay. Still looking for... Wait, let me put this back in the box. Still looking for more foils. I'm sure there'll be a few more. We found 2 already. All right, 10th edition. Foreign white bordered earthquake. I know that's a rare. Not expensive, but still, it's a rare, and it's foreign white border. Still pretty cool. We get giants, goblin grenades, goblin grenades, goblin grenades. We'll take those. I feel like that's a rare. I know it's not worth anything either way, but I think I'm going to pull that either way. Apocalypse stuff, kites, goblin balloon brigades, classic cards, man. And more earthbinds. The forbidden art. We'll take them. Goblin digging team for the dark. Nice. Portal, raging goblin. Art, best art in those, man. More earth binds coming up. Dark cards. Nice. Sure again. Oh, I see another. Okay, I see a foil poking up back there. Nice. It's like they're in there. They're not very many, but they're in there. Goblin shrines. Goblin caves. Definitely bulk old cards, but it's cool. Let's see. We got Lorwyn stuff. We are returning to Lorwyn next year, which I'm actually really excited about. They better do the art right. Tarfires. Elemental Warriors. Smoke Braiders. Don't think anything big there. Harbinger. That's a good pull. That's a good uncommon right there for Lorwyn. Okay, that's nice. I'm pretty sure. Acolytes. Sear Blades. What else we got here? What else we got here? Classic. Oh yeah, we got a foil coming. Looks like it's a foil common. Again, I think I'm saying unglued. I'm pretty sure it's unglued. Goblin Bookie. Foil common from Invasion. God, those are nice. Again, the foiling is like not clouded at all. It's beautiful. Really nice. Shivan Emissary. Maybe LP because a couple little scuffs there, but nothing crazy. Double deal. Spark Fiend. Look at the card. All writing, no art. That's cool. Okay, I'll put that one aside. Ricochet. Keldon Warlord. I don't know. I'm pulling that. I'll pull the Aladdin too. I don't think that's worth anything, but either way. All right. So 3 foils now we've seen. Looks like we're probably going to end the red soon against the whites. White Ward, that's an uncommon. COPs. Stronghold stuff. COP artifacts. Mercadian masks. Nope, nothing here yet. Homeland stuff, that's kind of cool. Afterlife, Mercadian masks. No, strongholds. Oh, onto some revised. Okay, let's see. Portal. The wards are all uncommons, but nothing big there. Still, I love the arts. It's still pretty cool to find that kind of stuff. In the wild like this, you know what I mean? Word is actually a little bit pickable. I see Sphere of Grace. Good variety of sets, though. Absolutely awesome variety of sets. There's a rare. Delaying Shield from Odyssey. Okay, we'll pull that. Keldon Warlord. Again, I think it's uncommon. I'm going to pull either way. Classic Hill Giants. Another reprinted Hill Giant. Glyph of Destruction. I pulled a few of the glyphs in the DMU packs, the collector packs. I know they're commons, but they're cool. No value, but it's an old card, so we'll take them. Torch Runners, Bogarts, Tar Pitchers. Okay. I think that was the end of the red right there. I think they were definitely organized by color, and I probably messed it up a little bit, but that's okay. More white cards. Chronicles. Healing Salve, the old 3 cycle from back in the day, Disenchants. What else we got here? Another glyph from Legends. Okay, you get one of each color. Priests, Fallen Empire stuff, Portal stuff. Versus Saga Disenchant, great art. Love the art on that Disenchant Mirage. Mirage art was insane. Okay, scrolling through more revised stuff. 4th edition, Fallen Empires. That's how simple it was back in the day. Just a 3-mana 2/3 creature. Wall of Swords. I love this art. I actually have an alpha copy of this. I bought it years and years ago just because I thought the art was cool. Nice. Beautiful card. Oh, nothing there. Death Ward's actually a common, I believe. Oh, the dark, the Squire. Okay. 2 mana for a 1/2. Yep, just a base vanilla card there. Ty Adur's Crusade. This is actually a good hit. I think this is actually like maybe like a $5 hit. Okay, that'll work. That's what I mean. Like it's pickable. This is like already I'm gonna say this is a success as far as like finding a pickable collection, because I mean, so far, this was just the first row from the first video of just the pickable things. And I've already got a bunch from this row. So there's gonna be a lot to go through and scan of the easily identifiable pickables. But there will be more, I'm sure, that I missed. I'm sure people are like watching this, like screaming at me going, dude, you missed so many. I'm hoping I did, because I'll find them later. Let's see, Mirage stuff. Odyssey, a lot of commons, a lot of... Oh, there's a rare. Dominaria's Judgment. Okay. Any rares we pull, obviously. Oh, 7th edition, where are your foils? That would be so crazy. Snipers from Lorwyn. 5th Dawn. The Stalwart, so cost to play it. Reveal a Kithnery card. Yeah, I'm guessing probably not. Purity, it's a rare. Take it. Nemesis stuff. Mirage, Alliances. Nothing crazy here. The white section wasn't too good. But there were some things. Okay. Rolling out about halfway through this section now. I'll probably do it same as before. I'll probably make this end up being like 3 videos long, just for, you know, the length of it. COPs. Strike. Weatherlight's a tough one. Ristic Shield. Wrong Ristic. Oh, another foreign black board. These are cool. I mean, these foreign black boards. I'm guessing these are probably 4th edition, not revised. I'll have to look them up later. Again, probably not very sought after for that card specifically, but it's still a cool pull. Oh, Disenchants. A lot of playables. Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of stuff here. If I were to like scan all this and put it into TCG Player Direct or something like that, I'm sure I could move a lot of these singles for... Dude, honestly, the thing is, Eye for an Eye and Blessing, I think those are both rares. A lot of smalls here, but I'm sure a lot of things that could go for, like, again, quarter, 20-cent cards, 50-cent cards, things like that on TCG Player Direct. And that's the way you can actually make like a lot of money out of a lot like this, especially if they're playables. Like stuff like this, I mean, no one's ever going to play that, but some things are. Another Dominaria's Judgment, another rare. COP Blues, another Dominaria's Judgment, another one of those. It's 3, I think, of those. Mirage Healing Salve. But you can't beat the art from back in the day. Radiance Judgment, Visions cards, Weatherlights. No. Look at that. That looks, isn't that, look how faded that looks. That looks really faded. Is that just me? Like, look at that. That looks almost like an artifact color. I like that. I'm going to put that aside. I don't know. Something about it. I like it. All right. On to the second half. 7th edition rare, Sacred Ground. Pair of them. Invasion rare. Ooh. Oh, man. Those are sweet. Old tokens. Is this, again, I think I want to say unglued. Old tokens, man. Those are sweet. My favorite one they have is a zombie one. Oh, it'd be cool to see that. That's a nice little bonus right there. Not sure how valuable they are, but I'm going to go for it and say, I'll pull them. Going through more commons. Those were nice little pulls right there. Nothing there. Fallen Empires. Really nothing seen Fallen Empires. Yeah, that faded card looked really interesting. I'm curious about that. Pearl cards. Okay. Nope, yeah, okay. Make sure I put these in the right piles. All right. Odyssey. A lot of Visions. Tempest stuff. Like 5,000 Disenchants in this collection. So, again, I mean, those do sell for a little bit here, a little bit there. So it's worth listing them. It really is. People grab them when they're making decks. A lot of COPs, more Disenchants. Lance, uncommon, revised. Sarah Angel, classic art right there. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I gotta look at the alternate force stuff. I used to be familiar with what to look for, but it's been a long time, so I have to do my research again. I know it has to do with like the purple around the circle of it, and it has to be a certain, you know, color and all that, but it's been a long time, so I have to start over again with my research. All right, we keep rolling through. A lot of white in this box. Castles, a lot of revised stuff. Spirit Link, that's a cool card. I'm not really going to pull it, but reverse damage, that's a rare. I know that much. Reverse damage again, that's a rare. Okay. Glorious Anthem, that's a good little pullable rare right there. That'll work. Glorious Anthems again. There's a Saga, 3 of them. Sarah Angels. Look at that. That's awesome. Absolutely gorgeous. 2 more 4th edition Sarah Angels and 2 revised ones. Back in the day, man, that was it. That's what it was all about, was these. Fantastic. If you're building an Angels deck, if you're building a commander deck of Angels, like, you put it in there for the flavor. You just do it. Torment. Angel of Retribution. 7 mana, 5/5, flying for a strike. We'll take a place set, I guess, of rares. Avatar of Hope. We'll take that. Island Sanctuary. That's a great card. A little protection. Always like those. Again, small, cheap hits, but, I mean, it all adds up here. A couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. It makes it worth it. Gangrenous Goliath. Okay, it's a rare. Way more rares in here than I thought. That's the good thing. You know, you hope you find a couple, and you figure they'd be bulk, but this is full of rares and just little small things. More Lorwyn stuff. A lot of changelings. Oblivion Rings. Yeah, you know what? Like, I wasn't sure. Glorious Anthem again. I think that we got like 4 or 5 of those now. A lot of times, like when I go through a lot of these collections, I will, I have to kind of make a decision at the end of it. Is, you know, when you have all the stuff that you've picked through and kind of the bulk, like, do you just sell it as like a bulk lot? Do you sell it all as singles? And it's kind of always the tough decision to figure out. Kudzu's are rare. Web is a rare. Carnivorous Plant. It's a bulk dark card, but it's from the dark. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of the decision too, is again, how much time do you really want to put into it? And that's always the tough decision, is really, you know, again, how much time do you want to put into all the bulk stuff? For some people, there's another Web, it's a rare. It's, you know, if you want to do it piece by piece and all these nickels and dimes, you can do it. Wild Growths. You know what? They're only worth like a quarter, but they're definitely pullable. They're playable for sure. And I'm always on the fence about that. Love the Crawl Worms. I'm always on the fence when it comes to that. It depends. Rampant Growth. Take those for sure. Because while I like to, you know, try to get my value out of it for sure, then you have to really determine, you know, what's worth your time when it comes to like selling all that really, really small stuff. Or if it just becomes part of your collection, that's even better, because you don't have to worry about it. You can just keep it in the box, throw it as part of your collection, and then deal with it whenever. But, you know, I'll probably keep some things I can use from decks for myself and just get rid of the rest. Just depends on how I want to do it. Pure Lace, a very, very, very bulk rare right there. Tempest, Warmth, okay, Odysseys, Unlimited, there we go, another one, nice. So second Unlimited card, this one's definitely got some wear. For those that don't know, okay, here's a good example. If you're not familiar with old cards, so a lot of people mix up Revised and like 4th edition Revised and Unlimited. Here's the best way to look at it. Unlimited, Revised. I mean, you can tell, number one, by the coloring. It's a lot darker for Unlimited, but look at the actual text box. The writing is a lot different, and it's bigger, it's bolder, and they you know, when you put them side by side, it's easy to tell. If you're new to it, you're not sure, you know, you have to learn. I hate to say it, but you got to try to figure it out. Kismet, I think, is an uncommon. Oh, Remove Enchantment. This is actually a nice little card from Legends. Again, probably like a $1 card, but 100% pickable. Chronicles Personal Incarnation, I believe that's a rare. And a Dark Festival. Again, very, very much a bulk card. But any of the 4 Horsemen sets, I'm going to pull them. No Arabian Nights yet, though. That would be really nice to see those. Seer the Archers. Yeah, and this is definitely one, like, a lot of small stuff. It might be worth just listing it card by card over time. Obviously, it would take a while, but it might be worth it. Anywhere else, I can always use those. Changelings. It's a dragon. Sapperling Symbiosis, nice rare from Invasion. Take those. Snake Pits. A lot of pullables, man. Emperor Crocodile. I remember that one. Mirrodin. The Vorak. Warrior token from Lorwyn. These are actually definitely pickable tokens for sure. Like those. The arts are insane on those. Time Spiral. Time Spiral. Love the variety of sets, though. It's super good. And I think I see more Unglued coming up. Crossing Grips. That's a pullable for sure. That's a usable card. Verdant Embrace. Briarhorn. It's a changeling. It's a dragon. Squirrel Farm. More unglued stuff. It's a rare. I'll pull these rares. The commons, not so much. Unless it has a crazy good art or something. Gerrymandering. Elvish impersonators. That's funny. Oh, that's great. I like that. I'm going to pull it just because. Verdant Force. Tempest. Very destroyed. Copyright there. I'm going to pull that. I'm not sure if it's a rare or not. Thalids. Pretty much anything Fallen Empires, I'm almost not even going to look at. It's just terrible. You know, there's a couple cards to look for Fallen Empires, but overall, it's just kind of trash. Living Artifact, I think that's a rare. Tsunamis, Regenerations, Classic Sprites. Okay. I like that we're getting into the green now. There's a lot of white cards there. All right, a few more stacks of this lot. And then we'll be 2/3 of the way through the collection. Channels, yeah, we'll pull those. Revised, 4th edition. Again, there's the difference. So you kind of have like, definitely the smaller border, obviously, when it comes to Revised or 4th edition. You can see the brightness of the colors. There is no date in Revised. There is dates and stuff in the bottom for 4th edition. But, you know, if you're not familiar with those kind of things, I always say, like, go buy some cheap unlimited cards. Go buy, you know, everyone should buy, like, a cheap alpha card, a cheap beta card, a limited card, just so you can compare it. You can buy, you know, even like a cheap alpha card for like 20 bucks. And that way you can compare it to something else. Killer Bees, there's a classic. Bulk rare, but I'm pulling it. Spore Clouds. Someday Spores will make a comeback. I tell you what, all these Fallen Empire cards are going to be millions of dollars. No, they're not. Definitely not going to. They're not worth millions of dollars. A lot of Thalids. Yeah, Fallen Empires, I'm not really even going to go through it. Time Shifted, that's kind of cool. Penleven Elder. All these elves are probably pretty good. Again, Thelon of Havenwood. Oh, I see another foil. It's like there's been like one foil in like each color, which I'll take it. I didn't expect any. Gaia's Touch from the Dark. That's actually a good one right there. And we got a foil. Apocalypse. Common Lay of the Land. Again, the foiling is just like perfect. No clouding at all. Search library for a basic land. Reveal that card, put it in your hand. Okay. Gorgeous. Hey, dude, that's an old foil that I will absolutely take. All right. That's 4 we found now, I think. I think it's been like one of each color. Okay, we roll on. Shrinks, shrinks, shrinks. A lot of shrinks. Rampant Gross, Tempest, 100% pull those out. Hush, Elves, Hush, Toads, other things. Elves? Yeah, we'll pull Acquiring Elves. Why not? Explorers, Cavus, Battle Mages. Nothing too crazy there. Heroes, they're playables. Again, these are those things where it's like you have to, as I said before, you determine if it's worth your time to sell these singles as they are on TCG Player Direct or however you do, or play sets or something like that. You know, it might be one of those things. I feel like I pulled Living Artifacts. Scaled Worm, I'm pretty no, that's not a rare. Lurgoyf, classic. Crawworm, the old big card from back in the day. Lots and lots of Crawworms. Nice. Village Elder from Mirage. I don't think so. Dark card, yeah, Scavenger Folks. Nice. Regrowth, classic from Revised. Deadly Insects. So no like huge hits in here this bulk yet, but like again, like a crazy amount of pickables. Wow, that's a lot of Thalids. That is a lot of Thalids. All right. There's probably like 50 Thalids in this box so far. All right, this right here is the last stack of this side. And then we'll end this video and make part 3 for the last one because I don't think anyone wants to see an hour-and-a-half long video. That'd be a little too, oh, okay. That'd be a little too much. Giant Growth. Earth Lores, Toads. Spike Feeders. Yeah, I don't think that there was any, like, you know, again, like saying, like, finding heuristic studies and something like that. I think this was picked through to find all that kind of stuff. But they left some good stuff behind. Charmed, hey, Rampant Gross. We'll always take those. Super playable Sky Shroud Ranger, Sky Shroud Elf. How about Sky Shroud Claims? That'd be nice. Any Sky Shroud Claims? That'd be cool. Blade Druids. Hey, Rampant Gross. Pull those. Absolutely. River Boa. All right, last little stack here of green. So we haven't seen artifacts or lands yet, so I'm hoping. I think that's all we haven't seen yet, so I hope we see it there. Generations, Druids, Silk Nets, Rancors. Hey, we'll pull those. Those are usables. Absolutely. A lot of Llanowar Elves. Drummers, Hush. Symbiosis, Jaguars. I was hoping I'd see a few Sky Shroud claims, but oh, I'm actually passing by rarity. I'm not looking at the rarity symbols. The Elemental and your Avatar of Might. Prophecy and Mercadian Masks, okay. Hectics, Respites. Sanctuaries, more plane shift stuff. Still Life Lulls, Herders, Tree Folks, Rites of Spring. We'll pull the Elves. I think we were pulling the Quirion Elves before. Love the revised stuff, man. Looks super cool. And Gaia's Herald for a rare in the end of that row. All right, so that ends row number 2. That's going to end part 2 of this collection. So yeah, this was the first row. This is all the ones I figured were pullable, were at least worth like 50 cents or something like that, maybe even a few bucks. And here is the second row of all the pullables. Again, without scanning anything, just basically on my eye and memory. So that's pretty good so far. That's a few hundred cards already. So, all right, I'm going to stop this one, and then I'm going to make part 3 next. Okay, part 3. So we've gone through the first 2 rows. We've probably pulled a few hundred pickables out of this. And we've done the black cards, we've done the blue cards, the white cards, the red cards. I think we're finishing up the green cards now. As I said, we haven't seen the artifacts or lands. So I'm hoping that we'll get to those shortly, because I'm hoping to see some really good stuff in there. Skybreak. There we go. Thorn Elemental. Okay. Definitely a bulk rare, but we will take them, of course. Charms. Charms are playable. Sky Shroud Rangers. I feel like that could be a pullable. I probably missed a few of them again earlier, but that's okay. Again, Rancors. We'll pull those. Playables. Oh, there we go. From Nemesis. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sky Shroud Claims. Reprinted in Battle Bond, I believe, is a common. And I'm pretty sure it's like a $2 common. That's a good one to find. Nice, nice, nice. We roll through again. Pixies. Classic vintage card right there. Land Leeches. Nice little bulk. The one wall that is a common. The Wall of Wood. Scavenger Folk. Wild Growths. I like those. They're pullables. People use them in decks. Honestly, I think Wild Growth is a wildly underappreciated ramp card. My opinion, but Whip Silk, that's pullable. Finehorn Elder, nah, I don't think so. Trappers, Archers, Messengers, Bobcats. It's so funny how like some things like the duplications together, sometimes they're not. Hush, Elvish Hunter, love the old arts, man. Fallen Empires probably has some of the best art, just the worst goddamn set. It really is terrible. Portal, Monstrous Growth, that's cool. Elite Cat Warrior, cool. I love the Bold Force Walk, so you know. Hungry Mists, Thicket Basilisk, I think that's a rare. Yeah, next, I think it's an uncommon. I'm going to pull either way. Nantuko Elder, tap to add 2 to your mana pool. Okay. It's worth a pullable, I suppose. Okay. I can't wait to see what is in the end of this. That's all sleep. Oh, here we go. Artifacts. So probably finishing the green here. Artifact, rare right off the bat, the Chiron Archive from Mercadian Masks. Very nice. Let's see. Artifacts could be interesting. Candles of Lang. We'll take those. The Sun-Touched Mirror. Claws of Gix. 0 mana. Springleaf Drum. I'll pull those. I like those. Wanderer's Twig. I mean, it's kind of like a ramp. We'll pull them. Chaos Confetti. Yeah, okay, this is unglued, I'm pretty sure. That's pretty sweet. Okay, we'll take that. Paper Tigers. Root Wallas. Nothing really there. This stack in my hand is the last of the green. I think the green was pretty good, though. Rampant Growths. Definitely take those. And let's see. Nothing there, nothing there. I'm actually glad I'm not seeing it. I'm saying not a lot of homelands. There's some homelands, but luckily we're not seeing a lot because it's not a good set at all. Rampant Growths are good. Verdant Enchantress, there's a nice rare. Amazing art, great playable card. We'll take those for sure. Fogs. Fog actually is a good pullable, sellable card because people do put them in decks. Not just for like a Turbo Fog deck, but just in general. It's a good way to literally save yourself in a game. Look at that. So that's a Zillion Sword from Fallen Empires. That's actually a reserve list hit. Like a $1 reserve list hit, but it is a reserve list card. Golem right there. Shapeshifter. I feel like... No, it's probably uncommon. Fountain of Youth. I used that back in the day. Like in an emergency to gain a little bit of life. Cormus Bell. That's a rare. Nice. The Hordes, we got Talisman, Battering Rams, Library Langs, that's a pullable uncommon. Compasses, Steam Beasts, Sentries, no, nothing there. Big section of artifacts. Triskelion, I mean, it's a vintage card. People use it. Scotch Egg. Ivory Cups, Brassman. Hey, Bottle of Suleiman. There's an old, terrible, a rare right there. But it's a rare. Phyrexian Vault. I don't think that's anything. I'm going to pull either way. It's so nice seeing these old cards, though, man. These old vintage cards. This is what you want to see in these kind of things. Rod of Ruin. I mean, I don't think so. Delph's Cone. Delis Cone. I'm pretty sure that might be reserveless. I'm going to pull it. I have Ramos. Tapped out of blue to your mana pool. Sacrifice, add one blue mana draw. Okay. Well, it's a rare, so I'll pull it. Monolith, I think, is an uncommon, I believe. Barb Sextant, classic cursor. I love, God, that's a classic right there. Glass of Urza. Revised Ornithopter, very nice. Urza's Chalice from Antiquities, very cool. Original Star Compass from Plane Chase. Very nice old art right there. We'll take that. Rackling. Something tells me that's a reserveless card. I don't think so. I'm going to pull either way. Wall of Junk. Again, I feel like it might be reserveless. I'm going to pull that Elven Lear. Worn Power Stone? It's cool old art. We'll take it. Living Wall. That's another trash revised rare, but we'll pull it aside. Aladdin's Lamp. 10 mana. 10 mana. It's a rare, though. We got another archive right there. Hive. That's a rare. Yeah, nice. Very cool. God, this is okay. This is a very fun pickable collection. I really enjoy this. Felden's Cane. That's a usable card. We'll put that aside. Yeah, we'll put that aside. Spirit Shield, Fallen Empires. I don't think so, but it might be. I'm not sure. Scepter's a rare. Scepter's definitely a rare. Chromatic Sphere. Look at that from Evasion. The original one. Very nice. Mana Prism. Thran Golem from Urza's. Erratic Portal from Exodus. Okay. Lots of pullables, man. Yeah, very, very much a good pickable collection. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Is find these collections that are still pickable. Chronicles, Elder Dragons. Look at this. Very nice. 3 Chronicles, Elder Dragons. Again, really not worth much. I think some of these are uncommons. I'm going to pull them and scan them later on either way. Soul Link. That's the point. Seer's Vision is to find the things where you can find a little bit of value that's not the obvious one sitting at the top of the listing. And so this is, like I said, I think this is a success. Vampiric Dragon, it's a dragon. Vampiric Dragon, it's another dragon. Radiant Kavu, sure, it's a rare. Rith's Charm. I did not play at all during this set, so I have no idea. Destroy target enchantment or remove target attacking creature from the game, or draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. Yeah, those charms might be worth a little bit, but I'm going to scan them later. Sabertooth Nishoba for your invasion rare. Cool. I love the old gold borders too. Iridescent Angel. It's a rare flying protection from all colors. Okay, that'll work. Drake's little Chronicles card there. Gemstone Array. Fifth Dawn. Conjurer's Bauble. Etched Oracles. Summoner's Egg for the rare. Okay. Screen, that thing. These things. Spellbook, the 0 mana. Skip your discard phase. Basically, just, no maximum hand size. Urza's Armor. Uncommons. Phyrexian Vaults. I think I pulled those before, so I'm going to pull them again. Star Compass again. We'll take that. 6th edition. Pentagram of the Ages for the rare. Nice. Mind Stone from Weatherlight. That's always good. Smalls, but, dude, we take those for sure. Fountain of Youths. Love those. And nice. Love the artifacts so far. Okay, cool. It's cool just even finding, those old arts, the original arts of certain cards. Okay, we're going to be dipping into lands pretty soon. You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to... Okay. Oh, there was a foil. All right, I don't want to skip too far ahead. These Fallen Empires lands are just, unfortunately, not any good. Fairy Conclave. I feel like that might actually be a pullable uncommon. So I'm going to pull it. Crater. Myers. Vivid Crags. These are actually decent little uncommon Lorwyn lands. Grottos, no. Tempest Drakes. No, I don't think so. Foil. Shards of Alara, I think. Jund Sojourners, okay. Very nice. I'd say close to near mint condition. Another foil. Sig River Guide, Lorwyn Rare. Horde of Notions, very nice. Split card, your Wax and Wane. A couple of those. Assault and Batteries. Pain and Sufferings. Spite and Malice. A Giant Fan. From it's blowing everything off the card. That's super funny. Oh, nice. Super pickable collection. The Angel again. Lobotomy. I'm not sure if that's a rare. I'm going to pull. I'll scan it later. Chromat. Very cool. There's a nice old school legend from Apocalypse. We'll take that. Reflect damage. I want to say maybe a rare. I want to say it's a rare. Could be wrong. Surge of Strength. I don't think it's rare. I'm pulling that either way. Goblin Trenches for your rare from Apocalypse. Okay. A lot of these things. There's like 30 of these Shivan Zombies. Skeleton Ship from Ice Age. I'm pretty sure that's a rare. Ghostly Flame might be. I'll check those later. I didn't pull him earlier. I won't do it again. Spontaneous Combustion from Tempest. Yavimai's Embrace. We'll take that from Apocalypse. Nice. God, there's a lot of pullable things in this collection. This is awesome. A lot of smalls. Like, again, nothing huge. I'm not pulling like any $20 cards out of this bulk. But when you're pulling the volume out of it, like I am, like the actual amount of cards, it adds up super quick. Ooh, okay. Lorwyn Lands. Swamps. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. That's the one. That's actually, I think these are like $2 a piece for these lands. And these are pack fresh, man. A few of these, again, you talk about like pack fresh Lorwyn lands. That's insane. Another one of these. These are the big ones that you want to pull. Another one. 3. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. I'll have to keep these lands separate because I want to see all these. Another foil coming. Pendelhaven from Time Shifted from Time Spiral. Vivid Grove. I'll pull that. Foil. Oh, look at these foil lands. Foil from Time Spiral. Very good condition there. Foil Island from Lorwyn. That's beautiful. Look at that. Just in the bulk. That's crazy. Little ding on the top there. But you know what? In the bulk, foil Lorwyn lands. That's so nice. Polluted Myers. Onslaught stuff. Okay. These lands could be a good spot. Sanctum. Tron land. Tron land. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Stack of Tron lands from wow. Chronicles. Okay. Versus Tower, 5th edition Tron land. Invasion lands, Tinder Farms, Moraines, Treetop Village. I think that's a pullable one. It's a pullable, playable. Slippery Hearst. Cycling lands, okay. Yeah, if you're playing that kind of deck, you need them. So yeah, again, things like this, like I may actually have to I might just list everything and you know, take some time and do it because there's a lot of things that people will, oh, look at that, are playables and usables. Another foil Lorwyn land. Another mountain, or a mountain. And again, the foiling is, dude, the foiling is perfect. There's no clouding whatsoever. It's like they went from like pack to this box and just sat there. That's what I want to see, Remote Isles. Plus, when you have like multiples like this, it's super easy to list them. You might as well. If you have like, you know, 10 copies, something. Mountain Valley, these are the old cheap, like super budget fetch lands from Mirage. So it comes in tapped, but you can sacrifice it and search for the mountain or forest. Just like a fetch land, but just comes in tapped. So it's an extra turn, but it's like super budget. So if you want fetch lands on a budget, that's the way to do it. Crevasse, Palace, Caverns, Catacombs. Okay. Liking the lands, man. Liking the artifacts in the land section here. Oop, I made a mess. You know what? This plastic can go. This is just in the way now. Oh, I'm making a mess. All right, that's okay. Let me fix this. So, yeah, let me know what you think. If you think that this was worth it. Again, this whole collection was $515 even. And we're actually getting towards the end of just the bulk parts. Again, I'm pretty sure the stuff at the end is going to be the stuff they showed in the listing. Oh, here we go. Revised land. A couple of revised swamps. Nice. Oh, show me some unlimited lands. That'd be really nice. So again, for those that don't know, the difference between, like, say, revised and 4th edition, here's the lands. There's the tap symbol for revised. There's the tap symbol for 4th edition. That's when it changed. That's the easiest way to tell. Again, no dates in the bottom for revised. And this is all revised land. Beautiful old revised lands. Beautiful old revised lands, man. These are awesome. And there's a 4th edition. There's you know, more dates and writing on the bottom for people that don't know how to identify it, but no unlimited. No unlimited. Invasion land. These are really nice old lands. 7th edition. Portal lands. Yeah, people that want old lands, like these are super cool. Oh, another one of these swamps. Again, I think there's like $2 a piece in near mint condition, and these are near mint. Awesome. A lot of swamps. Holy crap. Definitely a black player. Definitely a black player, that's for sure. Portal, onslaughts. Yeah, for people that want old lands too, like if they say they want like, they're building a deck and they want all this art, it's good if you have multiple copies and you list them all together, and they usually sell together. I've done that before with certain collections. If I have like, say, you got like 50 of one certain card, and especially if it's like basic lands, people will buy, 20, 30, 40 at a time. I mean, and they will just go like that. Oh, let's see some more foils though. Islands. Gorgeous arts on these old lands, man. So, okay, looks like I have to make a part 4 because my phone decided to stop recording in the middle of that. But I'm gonna continue right where I left off here. So I do a lot of tournament decks on my Whatnot show, and the cool thing I always say is when you get a bunch of tournament decks, you get a bunch of these pack fresh, beautiful, beautiful lands, and a lot of these really do look pack fresh. And so, God, I mean, again, if like all your islands in your deck were like the same art, it just makes it look so cool. So very nice. Invasion, beautiful, beautiful arts in these. My favorite island art in the game. I always say it, and this is when I was a kid in the 90s, like all my islands were this art. It makes it look so good when they're all the same. Very cohesive. It looks very, very cool. Look at that. And I got a bunch of them. Maybe I'll have to do that again. Urza Saga. I'm sure some of these might be, again, worth like $1 or $2 a piece. They all look pretty fresh. Shadowmoor, I want to say. Shadowmoor lands. Okay. Looks like a lot of basics. Time Spiral. Okay, a lot of basics. We'll skip through. So yeah, I guess this is part 4 because my phone decided it was time to stop recording that last video. That's okay. We'll just keep rolling on. Lorwyn lands. Yeah, as I go through and I scan these, I'm going to sort these later by obviously art, and then you scan them and you'll see like that one I'm pretty sure is valuable. I'm going to be going through these all later anyways, but all these beautiful, man. These are like pack fresh lands. More Urza Saga, 4th edition, 5th edition, a lot of revised. So yeah, if you list like 20 of these and someone wants 20, they're just going to buy all 20 at once. Like that's the best way. Ooh, foil. So there was like one foil like in each slot. Foil Invasion Island. That's beautiful. Let's see, any clouding? Oh, that looks good, man. These look really, really nice. These foils were a nice bonus. Awesome. Awesome. Just extra bonuses in there. Tempest, too. All these old sets, man, have very unique, very cool, very special arts. Great. Perfect. I can't wait to go through those and sort those lands out. A lot of people look at basic lands as just trash, but when you have the old ones, it's a different story. It really is. I'll go through these a little quicker so we can get to the end of the collection, which is basically I think the fancy stuff. I've seen a lot of these already. Portal, cool. Yeah, similar arts. They sell easy. If you have like, 20, 30, 40 of the same card, easy to list and sell. Or just make your deck look beautiful that way. Invasion, revised, 4th edition, cool. Okay. Few more stacks till we get to the really good stuff. All right. Yeah, these are all sorted out too by color. I mean, everything. 7th edition. Oh, come on. 7th edition foil lands would be nice. I doubt that'll be in there. Invasions, revised. Urza Saga is going to skip through these pretty quick. I thought that was foil for a second. It was weird. Mercadian Masks. Portals. Yeah. Millions and millions of planes. Cool. Looking for unlimited real quick. That is disgusting. All right. More Lorwyn Mountains. Okay. Beautiful forests. Oh, God, the arts are nice on those. Portal. Beautiful. Portal. Again, very nice. Look at that. Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely be selling these lands for sure, too, because when you can do, a few listings. Oh, these Lorwyn ones are gorgeous. Just takes a few listings for each one, and you're good to go. Just got to sort them out. It only takes a little bit of time. Bunch of Lorwyn onslaughts are nice, too. Cool. All right, one more tiny stack of lands, then we'll get to the sleeve stuff at the end, which I think was all the is all the value. Lands. I say, oh, snow-covered lands. I'll put those aside for sure. Love the Urza Saga ones. Beautiful. Urza Saga lands are absolutely insane. Invasion. Urza Sagas again. Incredible arts. Okay. Yeah. All right. Very cool lands. I'll sort those by artists and deal with those later. Now, this is, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's it. Okay. This is what was displayed, basically. So I basically judged everything kind of on this. And I'm sure someone will be surprised. Like, first of all, that propaganda on top, I know I'm not familiar with. So there will be some surprises in here for sure. But let's see. This is basically what I saw, and I paid $5.15 for. Nice propaganda from Tempest. Beautiful invasion land. So it's funny. There were some foils in the bulk. So maybe this one's the more expensive island. Another invasion island. Foil. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the Gypsies. Okay, so it's one of those banned cards, this whole sensitivity thing a few years ago when they banned like 7 or 8 cards. It's one of those. I don't think it's that special, really. Beta Regeneration. Ooh. Beta Regeneration. That is really nice. You saw what that was, didn't you? You saw what that was. Beautiful. I'd say that's pretty close to near mint. Pretty close to near mint. Demonic Tutor, there we go, revised. Always take those, man. LP, MP, another one. Again, probably LP, moderately played. Yep, a little bit of play on, but still very nice. All right, we got our Timber Protector. We'll take those from Lorwyn, very nice. Krark Clan Ironworks, the uncommon. Eldamri's Call. There we go, Rathalos, the Llanowar's Emissary. Why is this one not sleeved, of all things? Definitely a little bit of play, but definitely good condition. We'll take it for sure. 2 of those. We got our Wasteland from Tempest, the old uncommon. Yeah, definitely some play on these, like MP for a lot of these for sure. Shivan Dragon revised. Wasn't there like a buyout recently of that for some reason? I don't know. Thermocast, Ice Age, another Rathalos. That's 3. Awesome, great old reserve list card there. Very, very nice. Tangle. Ooh, I didn't see these. Again, I didn't say unglued. Love these lands, man. I didn't see these at all in the listing, so these are a nice surprise. Forest, a swamp, and a mountain. Those are incredible lands. All right, Lorwyn, Foil Forest. Insane art. Absolutely insane art. Foiling looks very clean, too. Very clean. Invasion Foil Swamp. Rainbow Veil, the 1 card from Fallen Empires. Mossfire Valley, I guess so. Onslaught Foil Island. Love these foil lands, man. Another one, 7th edition Foil Mountain. That's really cool. Beautiful. Too bad that wasn't an island. The Blacker Lotus. Isn't this the one? They just redid this with Deadpool, right? It was the Blacker Lotus. Well, here's the original copy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's unglued. I'm going to go with Gush, I'm pretty sure. Foreign language. Counterspell, foreign language. Tempest. Mercadian Masks. No idea what that is. Oh, we saw that in the other one. It's either Foreign Chronicles or Foreign Original. I'm not sure. Another foreign one. Didn't know if there's foreign ones in here, but these are like surprises. Bogart Shenanigans. A pair of those from Lorwyn. Nice. Goblin King, 4th edition. I'll check for alternate. I'm not sure. 2, 3. And a revised Goblin King. Nice. Zombie Master. The classic old zombie from revised. It's a nice hit right there. Foil from Onslaught Plains. Like these foil lands, man. And the thing is, they look really, really nice. Lorwyn. That's amazing. Foil Island from Lorwyn. Necromancy from Visions. That's a great hit. Tempest, Sadistic Glee. Animate Dead from Revised. Always take that one. Wander Wine Prophets from Lorwyn. Goblin Lackey. Marrow Commerce. We saw that when we were showing it earlier in the first video. And Blinding Angel. Nemesis. Okay. Final stack. So again, these sleeve cards here are basically what I judge the value on. Another Blinding Angel. Angelic Chorus from Urza Saga. Foreign Black Border Terror. That's pretty sweet. Those foreign black border ones can be worth can be worth it. Platinum Angel 10th edition. There's an old one right there. Very nice. Love that. Tainted Aether. Urza Saga. 10th edition foil. Gaia's Herald. Creature spells can't be countered for a 2-mana. That's pretty sweet for an elf. Dreamborn Muse. Legions, I believe. Oh, I was saying, I wonder if there's any snuff outs in there. Okay, so they pulled them out. They knew enough to pull snuff outs and scan them and know what they were worth. $8, $10 maybe for a common from Mercadian Masks. Mind Twists, I mean, kind of a rare, not bulk rare from Revised, but kind of. Goblin King, so 5 of those, 7th edition. Jokul Hops from Ice Age. Price of Glory, Odyssey Uncommon for 2 of those. Pyroblast. It's funny, like I think this is worth like probably $3, but there were cards that were worth more than that in the bulk. So I'm not sure the reasoning for pulling some out and maybe some not. Price of Progress, Uncommon. Lotus Petal, look at that, 2 of them. I knew there was 1. I didn't know there was 2. So that's a nice little bonus. A little bit of play. Basalt Monolith, Unlimited, I'm sorry. Tormod's Crypt, Chronicles. Sure, we'll take that. Ashnod's Altar, Chronicles. Absolutely. A second one. No problem there. Wildly Off-Center. Wildly Off-Center in the back. Winter Orb, 4th edition. Sweet. Old School Soul Ring, man. The original art, obviously not the original printing from Alpha, but revised 2 of them. Love these, man. Absolutely gorgeous. They look really nice, too. Yeah. LP. Sadistic Glee from Tempest. Snuff Outs. Another one of those. Sweet. Sadistic Glee again. Fire Extra Reclamation. Great Uncommon. Avatar of Woe. Prophecy. Okay. Didn't we find one of those in the bulk? I feel like we did. Foil. Dominary's Judgment from Planeshift. We found like 4 of these in the bulk. That's nice. Man, there's a lot of old foils in here. Mother of Runes from Urza's. Jedit's Ojanin. Creased corner there, so definitely damaged, which sucks, from Legends. Revised Stasis. There's a 4th edition one in the bulk, but 1 in here. Interesting. Thought Lash from Alliances. And ending it with a Merchant Scroll. You know what? Again, this was the part that I knew about. So I based my 515 purchase on this stack right here with not even knowing about all of them. I don't know about the Soul Rings. I mean, those got some value. I don't think I knew about the Ashnod's Altars either. I knew about the Basalt Monolith, 1 of the petals. Very, very good, though. I'll take that. I knew about some of these foils, which was nice. But, like, there were so many good pickables in this collection for sure. And I can't wait to scan all this and see what the value is. Again, my plan down the road, all these foil lands are insane. My plan down the road is to have like my phone set up so I can actually scan them as I go through it. So we can show the value as we go through. Blacker Lotus, that's awesome. Honestly, man, I'm very happy with this collection. I think this was exactly what I was hoping to do. 3 Rathloses was nuts. The Wasteland, 1 sleeve, 2 non-sleeve. Krark Clan is nice. The Protector, 3 Demonic Tutors revised. Beta cards was nuts. All these foil lands. Yeah, so basically, this is what I knew about right here. Let me move this out of the way. So this is what I knew about, was that stack there. And let me show you the 3 stacks of pickables that I pulled out of it without even scanning. This is just based on my own kind of initial thoughts and memory of what's pullable and decent and whatever. So I would say that this, well, I don't know, probably 500 cards or so to go through, even if they're worth like, you know, all this bulk stuff's worth like a quarter a piece, 50 cents a piece. But I know there's some that are worth a few bucks. I think that's fantastic. And again, all the stuff that I still haven't even scanned or looked at, whatever. But yeah, I paid $5.15 even. Again, you had to watch 4 videos to see this ending of this. So I hope you like it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did I make a good buy or not? Thanks.